The third debate
Yes,
of
third
day three.
of day 3 of the round of 32 of the third edition of I Beg to Differ. Yes, I'm excited to have this set of ladies looking all bright and good to go against each other. Welcome, ladies. Good to see you. We are having Government Science Secondary School Maitama yet again appear on the scene, and they will be going head up against, again, Shining Star College Kubwa. You're welcome. This is a school-centric debate. For this year, like we all know, and Government Science Secondary School Maitama is ably represented by DULYAMBA JOCHEBED. That name sounds familiar, Jochebed.
She was here last season.
I know. Jochebed, you're welcome. Good to see you again. And she's 14 years old, and she'll be deputized by Ndubisi Ifnaya, Chuku?
Ifnaya Chuku, yeah.
Ifnaya Chuku, who is 15 years old. Welcome. And from Shining Star College, Kubwa, we have them ably represented by UCHENNA MUNACHI, who is 15 years old, and Uche Jessica, who's 14 years old. You're welcome, ladies. Today, you'll be debating on the topic, local government autonomy will increase corruption. So, you'll be handed a piece of paper by Somi, and you'll open and let us know what is contained in there. That would indicate what side you're on this debate, whether you're proposing or begging to differ. So let me start with you, Shining Star College Kubwa. What side are you on? Oh, sorry about that. Say that again.
Or begging to differ.
All right. Shining Star College, made up of UCHENNA, Munachi, and Uche Jessica, are begging to differ. And so, Government Science Secondary School Maitama would be proposing the motion, correct? All right. So, somebody will be telling you the rules. Please listen carefully, pay attention, because that would determine how you perform. If you are informed, it improves your chances. Somebody, please.
Did you read out the topic?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Local government autonomy will increase corruption.
All right. So, I hope you have an understanding of the topics, yes? All right. So, we need you to be clear. We need you to pronounce your words properly. Like we said, speak to the mic as much as possible. Yes, so that the judges can hear you. They're not here. They need to be able to hear you. So move close to the mics and then speak properly. You have 3 minutes for each of the stages, starting with the opening round, where you will get to give your points as to why you are arguing for or against the motion that local government autonomy would increase corruption. So it is a point-based debate. You need to be able to give out as many points as possible. All right? That's for both of you, both sides. For the second stage, you have the rebuttal. And in the rebuttal, you will be picking apart the points that your opponent brought out in their opening. Is that clear? So you want to be able to note down. That's why you have paper in front of you. You have paper in front of you? No? Okay.
All right. That will be handed over to you.
The paper is going to come any second now. Yes, please. You can.
Yes, please help us. Thank you.
All right. And then for the closing round, whatever your 3 minutes didn't give you the opportunity to speak on in the opening is where you get to maximize in your closing. So additional points that you may have missed out on, or any other thing else that you wanted to introduce or you wanted to elaborate on, you use your 3 minutes in the closing for that. Is that clear, ladies?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 3 minutes each. But once the bell goes off, if you're in the middle of a sentence, complete your sentence. I might leave the timer on so that you'll be hearing that you're supposed to complete your sentence so you don't go, trying to make another new point. But don't let the sound distract you. Just finish the sentence that you were making when the timer went off. Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't hear the energy. Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Indeed. I like that. Okay, so we go straight up without wasting time to listen to Government Science Secondary School, Maitama, debating on the topic or proposing the topic, local government autonomy will increase corruption. You have 3 minutes as explained to you, and your time starts now.
Fellow Nigerians, as the African proverb says, when the roots of a tree begins to decay, it spreads death to the branches. Giving local governments full autonomy is like letting rotten roots spread without strong oversight. Corruption thrives and our communities remain to pay the price. With this, I bid a good day to the esteemed judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debater, moderators, and distinguished audience. I am DULYAMBA JOCHEBED, DULYAMBA of the illustrious Government Science and Governance Committee, and I stand in firm affirmation to the motion, stating that local government autonomy will increase corruption. To start with, ghost worker scandals. Ghost workers remain a major corruption channel in Nigeria. The report in 2016 by the Kano government has revealed that there were over 20,000 ghost workers across local government payrolls, costing billions of naira. In addition, past allocation misuse. Federal allocations to the local government areas amount to hundreds of billions of naira annually. Yet, many communities still lack basic infrastructures like roads, schools, primary health care, which is a clear evidence of fund mismanagement. Let's go further. Weak local oversight. According to the Office of the Auditor General to the Federation, many local government areas fail to submit proper financial records annually, meaning that removing state supervision risks eliminating one of the strong layers of oversight. Stay with me. Procurement abuse. According to Nigeria's Bureau of Public Procurement, weak procurement compliance at the local level increases corruption and contract fraud. That's why there's a high rate of abandoned projects at the local level. Let's go for the revenue leakages. According to the Nigeria Economic Summit Group, it was reported that vast proportions of local revenues are being lost due to poor record keeping and informal collections. Furthermore, poor financial transparency. Many local government areas lack the access to public financial data. Many citizens cannot track how their own funds are being spent. This report was made by the Budget Foundation. Now let's look structurally at the limited administrative capacity. Many local government areas lack financial managers and trained accountants. This simply means, and according to the Nigeria's Governors Forum, it was highlighted that according to Nigeria's Governors Forum, it was highlighted. Moving on, low citizenship awareness. According to civic groups like the Connected Development, it has been realized how there's low citizenship participation at the local budget monetary level. Also, decentralizing corruption. Many local government areas, Nigeria's corruption challenge is systemic, but without reforms like oversight, accountability, and capacity, solving corruption problems does not work with decentralizing funds. Instead, it decentralizes corruption rather than solving it. Let's also consider rural monitoring gaps. In many local government areas are found in remote local areas, and according to some transparency groups, it has been realized that they operate with little scrutiny, allowing diversion of funds without public attention. Let's advance this. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sure you were right on the money there as far as your 3 minutes.
Indeed. Just to remind you that the deputies are there to step in where the weakness of the speaker, comes up. So if your major speaker or your main speaker is faltering, you could help them. I mean, that's why you're there. Is that clear? Okay, thank you so much, Government Science Secondary School, Maitama. And that was DULYAMBA JOCHEBED. Well, we move to Shining Star College for their own opening presentation on local government autonomy will increase corruption, and they are begging to differ on this one. Well, your 3 minutes starts now.
For decades, local government has been a starved prisoner, deprived of its own funds, stripped of its own power, and forced to beg for bread from their own heritage. Today, I'll prove to you that corruption isn't brought from autonomy. It is brought from the suffocation of our communities. Good day, honorable judges, accurate timekeeper, worthy co-debaters, and my ever-listening audience. I am UCHENNA MUNACHI Destiny, a student representative of Shining Star College, Kuba. Today, I take a stand to firmly oppose the motion that says local government autonomy will increase corruption. Autonomy means independence, financial and administrative freedom from state control. The opposition would have you believe that autonomy is a license to steal, but they are wrong. In fact, it is a cure to the systemic theft we see today. Thank you.
Do you want to add anything?
No? Okay. There we go.
That was very quick. Very, very fast.
A little too quick, if you ask me, because you still have well over almost 2 minutes left on your time. And you're supposed to use your 3 minutes, but perhaps you can improve on that as we're going to.
Yeah, hopefully in the next stages, I'm sure you should be able to utilize your time. Like I said, the deputies are not there to just watch. You're there to help each other, okay? Work as a tag team. That's the game plan. Okay, we move on to the rebuttal phase, and we will be coming back to Government Science Secondary School Maitama that is proposing this very topic today. Local government autonomy will increase corruption. For your rebuttal. Now, remember, the rebuttal is for you to pick out the points, even though not so much was said, but you would make an attempt to rebut what your opponent said. And you have 3 minutes to do so, and your time starts now.
All protocols duly observed. I am Undubisi Anita, and with me is
DULYAMBA JOCHEBED DULYAMBA.
from the highly esteemed Government Science Secondary School, Maitama. My opponent's arguments are polished, but then let's test if it's real.
Basically, you made mention of the poor financial transparency. Oh, my dear opponent, it has been realized that the local government areas fail to submit the annual records of their finances, simply meaning that they have a poor financial transparency. Also, this simply points out to the fact that local government autonomy will surely increase corruption, in the sense that, according to the Office of the Auditor General, they failed to submit annual records. Also, according to the Budget Foundation, it's where it's realized how vast portions of revenues are being lost due to informal collections and poor record keeping.
To the fact that my opponent here left me with insufficient points to actually counter, I'll stand to rebut her point. Before we are carried away, let's separate assumptions from real facts. Lack of financial capacity. Most local governments lack financial capacity because they don't publish budget or expenditure reports, making it difficult to track funds. Moving on, limited facilities. Most local councils lack basic infrastructure, internet, and even trained personnel, meaning that financial records are highly manual, which makes it prone to mismanagement. Also, all the points you stated are actually clearly under one basic concept, making it irrelevant. Thank you.
Is that all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think they had a little over a minute to go, right?
They were competing for time that they wanted to discuss on that one.
Interesting. Well, thank you, Government Science Secondary School Maitama, for that rebuttal. The judges are listening keenly and are scoring you for every stage of this debate. You have to know that. Both your opening remarks, your rebuttals, your diction, and even your closing arguments are being scored. So you need to work on that. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we move on to the final stage, and that is the closing argument for this evening.
No, you had 3 minutes to do that, and the time was between both of you.
Okay. Okay, opening. All right. So yes, a rebuttal. Yes. So government's Shining Star College, time for you to make a rebuttal, and you have 3 minutes. So your time starts now.
All protocols duly observed. My name is UCHENNA, and I would love to rebut on my opponent's points. My opponent's arguments are just based on a single insulting premise. They believe that the common citizen are too weak, too fragile, and too ignorant to hold their own neighbors accountable. They call the local governors unmonitored freedoms, but I call that a lie of convenience. First, my lovely opponent made mention of ghost workers. Let's be real, my dear opponent. Ghost workers only haunt the halls of local governments because their payrolls are being managed by a distant and disconnected state of births. When the people actually know who work in the local clinic, the ghosts have nowhere to hide. And also, autonomy allows for biometric community verified identification. Next, you also made mention of infrastructures, revenue, poor record keeping, and so on. But lack of infrastructure is not an excuse to deny autonomy to the rural areas. So are you trying to say that you're waiting for infrastructures to develop before granting autonomy to the local communities? No, that is so wrong. You also made mention of oversight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, oversights are just a high-level protection racket. Where were these magical oversights when billions of naira disappeared from the National Treasury? Where was this professionalism when central banks were raided? Autonomy doesn't just hide corruption, it scales it down to a size where the average mother, farmer, and youth can see it, name it, and fight it. You also made mention of the decentralizing of power. Well, autonomy isn't there to just decentralize power. It's also there to give rights to the local communities, the individuals of the local communities, rights to feed themselves, rights to stand out in certain areas. My ladies and gentlemen, my opponents don't fear corruption, they fear competition. They fear a world where the local council is more popular than the governor. They fear a world where people can finally realize they don't need a master to manage their own backyards. They are not protecting the money, they are protecting monopoly. So I urge you, my dear opponents, stop hiding behind administrative councils and start trusting the sovereignty of the people. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. I was waiting for that applause. Oh, thank you so much, Shining Star College. You know, for a moment, I thought you had made your rebuttal, so my apologies for that.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Well, we will be moving now to the final stage. Like I said, you are being listened to very keenly, and that by our able-bodied judges, both those who you can see and those who you can't see. And in a moment, you have some feedback, especially from the diction judge who is seated with us here in the studio. So we will quickly go to the closing argument. The closing argument is that phase where you round up your points, you would introduce new ones if you want to. Just make sure you give it your best shot. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So we come to you, Government Science Secondary School, Maitama. You're proposing the motion, so you would have a right of first hearing in terms of your closing argument, and you have 3 minutes. As explained to you, your time starts now.
All protocols duly observed. I remain Dyla Jochebed Dulyamba and
Ndubisi Ifeanyichukwu Anita of the illustrious Government Science Secondary School, Maitama.
just to add to what my opponent said, you mentioned lack of infrastructure, but this is simply a fact that needs to be looked at. Infrastructure is essential for development, and without local infrastructure, how will development reach the people? Now, to my Niger family, think about the rural farmer, the rural mother in Kano whose child's school has no desks. The problem of the government. The problem is the corruption that swallows the money intended for this development.
Stakeholders of this great nation, let me tell you a story.